can make a mistake.
हेलो एंड वेलकम बैक सीएसके आउट ऑफ आईपीएल 2022 थोड़ा सा हेवी हार्ट से कहना पड़ रहा है लेकिन नॉट अ बिग विन बट अ गुड विन फॉर मुंबई इंडियंस। मेरे साथ है देवशीष सैन, निशांत एंड जयदीप मुखर्जी। इसी की उम्मीद कर रहे थे कि आज मैच अच्छा होने वाला है, मुंबई इस वानखेड़े में जीत सकती है, हम कहते चेन्नई जीत सकती है। सपोर्ट दोनों तरह से था लेकिन जयदीप सबसे पहले आपके पास आऊंगी। दोनों टीम जो ऑलमोस्ट सेम खेल रही थी, आज दिन रहा बोलर्स का।
See, there was a bit of juice in the pitch. There was bounce, there was swing, there was seam. We were talking about Matthew Hayden saying there is it's green grass. Then Nishan spoke about the conditions over there with the breeze blowing, with the tide, with the sea around, and it was a perfect condition. But you could make out that both these teams are not in form. It's not their year. The decisions didn't go their way. Wasn't a great game of cricket apart from the fact that there was some really good seam bowling by some young seamers. That was really good to see, and of course by Sams who started off with. But I think Conway got a horrendous decision. Then the other opener on the other side, Rituraj, strangled down the leg side. You can make out that things are not running for them. It's not often you see that things falling apart so badly. Nothing worked for CSK with the bat. Things went against them. Robin Uttapa got a Jaffa, some brilliant catching. Just before they knew that, they were 6-7 down, almost like a storm.
देवशीष अब कह सकते हैं इट वाज अ गुड टॉस टू विन।
Yeah, obviously Mumbai ending up on the
Right,
winning
smile
side.
from Nishant here.
लेकिन मैं इसलिए देवशीष के पास पहले गई क्योंकि जिस तरह से विकेट ने बिहेव किया, सीमर्स को हेल्प किया, बॉलर्स ने राइट एरिया में डाला, लेकिन जिस तरह से वो बाउंस था, वो स्विंग नजर आया,
पूरा
कहीं
गेम
ना
रीमा
कहीं
जी, पूरा गेम
गेम खोल दिया। और यही तो
नहीं,
होता है
पूरा
कि
गेम seam movement was equal first half and second half both.
No,
बिल्कुल पूरा
I think today's man of the match was the power failure. Had it not been the power failure, Devon Conway definitely would have survived and things would have been different. Because as we have been discussing in the pre-show, he's the informed batsman. And to get such a horrendous decision against you doesn't help. It shatters the confidence of the entire team. Because that
देवशीष
informed batsman.
देवशीष यहीं पे आपको रुकूंगी। क्या उस टाइम पे मैच रोक देना चाहिए? क्योंकि इक्वली बैलेंस्ड अगर मैच कराना है, इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी देनी है, जैसे ही पावर फेलियर हुआ था, कुछ देर के लिए मैच रुक सकता था।
Absolutely. क्यों नहीं रुक सकता था? It has happened before. क्योंकि
That's what, और होना भी
आईपीएल
चाहिए था।
इतना 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 वो प्रेशर वाला मैच होता है कि एक आध रन के लिए लोग लड़ते हैं and that was a crucial wicket and that was a horrendous decision because the ball was going down the leg and the umpire gave out and poor chap he couldn't get a review.
रीमा जी, आज टॉस भी देर करके हुआ because of power failure.
पावर फेलियर एग्जैक्टली और उसी टाइम डिसाइड कर सकते थे कि अगर इन बिटवीन द मैच ऐसा हो तो आप उस टाइम मैच रोक दीजिए, क्योंकि आप इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी देना चाहेंगे, स्पेशली सीएसके को जिनके लिए मैच आज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट था। और आपने क्या किया, न्यू बॉल पे मैच खुल गया। निशांत, मैं आपके पास आती हूँ कि न्यू बॉल पे जब मैच खुलता है, ओपनर्स नया बॉल को संभालते हैं और यही होता है कि आप नए बॉल पे जब 2-3 विकेट गिर जाते हैं तो आपको 1-2 विकेट और मिल जाते हैं। और पावर प्ले मैच 5 विकेट गंवाए, 29 फॉर 5 थे सीएसके। धोनी को पहली बार मैंने पावर प्ले में आते हुए देखा है। तो कहीं न कहीं आज कुछ चीज़ें थी जो डिसीजन लिए जा सकते थे।
I think before going on to that, because looking at the broadcast rules and how the satellite time which is taken to distribute the feed worldwide, there is a certain time frame in which you have to finish the game. So I think keeping all of that in mind, I personally feel that even if the power had come back, there should have been no DRS then.
डीआरएस या
Then it should be equal for both the times. That it cannot happen that the first 10 overs you have DRS, next 10 overs you don't have DRS. It can't happen
Yeah.
like that. If there was
Makes
no
sense.
DRS from ball one, then there should not have been there for the entire 40 overs. And I slightly
Absolutely.
disagree with Debu over here when he said that Convoy's wicket, obviously Convoy's wicket is very crucial, but it takes one ball to get out. Like, who knows, that next ball could have been a Zafar and he could have, his stumps could have been rattled. So there was an entire batting failure. if you sum up this game, both the teams, the way they have played this game, it actually reflects the season they had. You win.
Hmm.
Cricket is a very simple game. You win it by two ways: either you chase it or you defend it. Last night, Gujarat Titans didn't get enough on the board, but their bowlers defended that total against Lucknow Super Giants. So if there was juice on the wicket, a side which thinks that they have a strong bowling lineup will go all out and defend it, although the total was not enough. So I personally feel that this was CSK's game. There was CSK which had more to lose in this game. Mumbai, as I mentioned, they are here to spoil parties. Like today, they have spoiled CSK's party. They have nothing to lose here. They are already looking at IPL 2023, and and this is like pre-preparation for them. But CSK, I was slightly disappointed at that point when you see that there is something in the wicket. The problem with modern batting is that you don't have any other gear. You know that when your technique needs to come up, you need to leave certain balls. You need to go back to the basics of leaving the ball. Yeah, let the ball get little old and then start attacking. And on this wicket, even 130 would have been a good total. So sometimes
Hmm.
when you see the first 2 3 overs, you need to readjust your total. You need to think that okay, we are not going for 160, we will going for 120, and for that in first 10 overs we'll aim to get 40 50, and then we'll attack in the second part of the innings. But that didn't happen. They kept losing wickets at regular intervals, and by the time they realized they were 30 for 6 at some stage, and I think the match was over by then.
34-6 जयदीप, टू प्ले द न्यू बॉल, वो एक आर्ट होता है, और उसके आर्टिस्ट होते हैं ओपनर्स या वन डाउन टॉप ऑर्डर। जब आप न्यू बॉल पे मिडल ऑर्डर एक्सपोज कर देंगे, तो यही कहानी लिखी जाएगी। फिर आप कोलैप्स का नाम देते हैं, क्योंकि न्यू बॉल हर कोई प्लेयर नहीं खेल सकता, इसीलिए आपको डिजाइन किया था कि आप ओपनर हैं, आप मिडल ऑर्डर बैटर हैं। वही प्रॉब्लम रही है सीएसके के साथ। अर्ली विकेट्स फॉल हुए, आपका मिडल ऑर्डर न्यू बॉल पे एक्सपोज हुआ, और वहां पे आपके 3 के 4 विकेट हुए, 4 के 5 विकेट हुए, और धोनी ने थोड़ी बहुत स्पेशल इनिंग खेली, लेकिन शॉर्ट ऑफ रन्स रहे वो।
Yeah, I completely agree with Nishant. When you go out to bat, you can talk about the wicket, you can assess, you can sort of try and comprehend what is coming up. But until a few balls are bowled, you never know what a wicket is going to be like. They say it's like your mother-in-law's mood. Unless you see her meter, you never know what's coming up. So in this case, what happened was they should have reassessed. So if they're looking at 160, they should have thought, okay, maybe try 140, 130. But I think today what happened before they knew, there wasn't too many rash shots. They weren't defensive enough. You look at on the other side. You look at somebody like Ishan Kishan. Today was a perfect day for him to play an innings like Tilak Verma and get some runs back on the board for him. But he also went hammer and tongs. I thought he was chasing 180, 190. I thought I missed something in the middle. Maybe I dozed off. Because the way he was going, and he got out to a nothing shot. Nothing shot. That ball only would have, it's chance of that coming through, the possibility, the percentages are low. But he had got a couple of boundaries, so he could have just shut shop, taken his time. He knew it was going to be Simarjeet and Mukesh for a while, and then they don't have the swing bowlers anymore. After that, it'd be Bravo and everybody else. So things would ease out. But Ishan Kishan didn't take that route, and he is not in form. This would have been an ideal opportunity for him to be 45 not out. Maybe in 45 balls, maybe in 50 balls. How does it matter? Tomorrow morning, the papers would have showed Mumbai Indians won by 7 wickets. If he was there, Ishan Kishan 45 not out. That's what he would have showed. Instead, he's back in the hut. So I agree with Nishan that the lack of gear is evident, and that's the reason why we are not getting that many players in Test cricket. Also, this also shows. We know that Rahan and Pujara are out of the team. Okay, there's one Hanuma Vihari, one Shreya Sharia. You name me one or two other Test players who had to come and play in the middle. Who would your middle order be? We can talk about 7 or 8 white ball players, but who are your Test patch number 3, number 4, number 5? Suppose the series want a break. So that gear thing is so true, because it's one dimensional. It's got to be pata wicket, not much of swing. Thoda ek aadha theek hai. Uske baad, it's not going to be like that. And today was great. I loved the wicket. I loved the bowlers being in the game. This is a contest. I love a contest between ball and bat.
बॉलर्स के लिए तो ये आज ड्रीम नाइट थी, और हर बॉलर चाहेगा ये विकेट उठा के लेके चले जाएं। लेकिन अगर बॉलिंग यूनिट पे नजर डालें मुंबई इंडियंस के, सिर्फ ऋतिक शौकीन को छोड़ के बाकी सबके नाम थे विकेट्स। देबुशीस, और यही आप देखना चाहते थे स्टार्टिंग में मुंबई इंडियंस से, कि जो बॉलर्स थे T20 में कहा जाता है बॉलर्स अगर विकेट्स लेते हैं तो आप मैच में बने रहते हैं। वही आज देखने को मिला। सैम्स और बुमराह ने जिस तरह से ओपनिंग स्पेल किया, उन्होंने वहाँ पे एक मोमेंटम सेट किया था बाकी बॉलर्स के लिए।
जी बिल्कुल। एंड मैं यहाँ पे कहना चाहेंगे कि फ्यू ऑफ द डिसमिसल्स वर वेरी सॉफ्ट डिसमिसल्स ऑन द पार्ट ऑफ चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स, जैसे कि ऋतुराज गायकवाड लेग स्टंप, देयर वाज नो नीड ऑफ, मींस ही कुड हैव easily glided the ball towards the fine leg for a single, but then जैसे कि luck होता है ना, that luck was not on his side because that Ishan took a catch. So ऐसे ऐसे then Shivam Dube, it was a short ball. At times he could have played that top edge shot and that would have gone into the stand, but that was not the case tonight. So these are the few things, few short, and and Bumrah, the delivery to Robin was a peach of a
Uttappa,
delivery. Even if they had taken at DRS, that would have been plum. So
Yeah, but also he did play the ball on the onside. When he is out swinging, we are told not to play on the onside. He would have probably got to play on the offside also. That's different. Today, you play a ball on the offside, beautiful outswinger, caught, bowled, caught behind, caught a slip, you're forgiven. But if you play an outswinger to mid wicket, then there's trouble.
yeah, and herein lies, and I did discuss that in the pre-show. You asked me about the Robin Uthappa and Ambati Raidu. I did mention that they had to take the onus. This was a big match for Chennai Super Kings, and being the senior most players, they need to take the onus. Just as was the case with Dhoni, he played such a wonderful knock, but then he didn't have that support from the other end. So today was the night for Robin Uthappa and Rituraj Gaikwad and Ambati Raidu to just to stay there on the wicket and then string a partnership, but that was not the case.
और इसलिए आज दिन रहा मुंबई इंडियंस के बॉलर्स का। एक स्पेशल प्लान के साथ आए थे। अगर आप डिसमिसल्स भी देखेंगे ना, तो अटैक किया बैटर को, मतलब उनकी बॉडी पे अटैक किया, उनको जगह नहीं दे रहे थे, मिडिल स्टंप पे हिट करने की कोशिश करते और जितनी मैक्सिमम बॉल कोशिश करते उनको खिलाएं। और ये हम उम्मीद करते कि पहले भी देखने को मिले, लेकिन आज एक अच्छी बॉलिंग देखने को मिली। अगर मैं सीएसके की बैटिंग की तरफ ध्यान जाऊं, निशांत, तो मुंबई इंडियंस की बैटिंग की तरफ ओपनर्स चले नहीं। वन डाउन सैम्स क्यों आए उसका आइडिया नहीं। स्ट्रगल वो टीम भी कर रही थी, लेकिन तिलक वर्मा हैज बीन द फाइंड ऑफ द सीजन फॉर मुंबई इंडियंस। 34 का उनका स्कोर रहा। ना केवल उन्होंने उस डिफिकल्ट सिचुएशन में बैटिंग की, बल्कि मैच खत्म करके भी आए।
बहुत ही
निशांत।
जबरदस्त बैटिंग। एंड आई थिंक आपने जो बात करी ना अभी प्लान वाली, मैं उस पर थोड़ा सा डिटेल में जाना चाहूंगा। इफ यू लुक एट द मुंबई इंडियंस बॉलिंग टुडे, मोइन अली, I have seen him so many times getting off guard on a slightly short ball, and I think that was a very very well planned wicket. If you look at Moeen Ali's dismissals in the past, you will find him many a times, like especially the ball that comes in on a rib cage, he is uh, often struggles there. At the same time, the convoy wicket, although it was debatable, but at the same time, that was a planned bowling, like pitch as full as possible and let the ball swing, because he has this tendency of leaning towards the leg stump and his head falls. So that also was there. And why Tilak Verma's 34 is so critical is because, like Debu was saying, like Joyda was saying, that this is a wicket where you can actually show your technique, you can show your temperament. How many times you see these kind of innings in 2020? You rarely see that. 2020 is a game of, come, you hit, you miss some, you hit some, 160, you are chasing, 170, you are chasing. But on this wicket, survival was the key. And he survived. He survived that spell from Mukesh and Simarjit, because he knew that once he sees them off, then the spinners will come into play and then he can get his runs. And that's what he did exactly. In a 2020 game, we saw a glimpse of Test cricket where you survive the first spell, like the first session, and then you come back and attack in the second session. And that is what was needed. And I think where batters like Ambati Raidu, Robin Uthappa, Ishan Kishan, a great example by Joyada. This was a wicket where he could have shown his class, his temperament, and he could have like stayed there and got those 30, 40 runs to take his team home. But that didn't happen, because I personally feel that in modern cricket, batters don't have many gears. आप किसी अच्छी एक bowling team meeting में चले जाओ, बहुत ज्यादा स्ट्रैटेजी डिस्कस नहीं होती है, सिंपल सी डिस्कस होती है, 4 डॉट बॉल डालो, 5वें पे अपने आप विकेट आएगा। आप राहुल द्रविड़ को 200 डॉट बॉल डाल दो तो भी विकेट नहीं आएगा। दैट्स द डिफरेंस।
और डिपेंड करता है फॉर्मेट भी क्या है। जयदीप, एक टाइम ऐसा था कि मुंबई इंडियंस भी स्ट्रगल करते हुए नजर आती जब स्टार्ट्स आउट हुए 0 पे, लेकिन रितिन शोकीन और तिलक वर्मा ने मैच को संभाला, मैच को एंड तक खत्म किया और टिम डेविड ने वो अपना फिनिशिंग टच दिया। पहले अगर उनको खिलाते तो कहानी शायद कुछ और होती, लेकिन क्रेडिट हम थोड़ा-सा सीएसके बॉलर्स को भी देते हैं। मुकेश चौधरी, जिस तरह से उन्होंने आज खिलाया बैटर्स को, वो 3 विकेट स्टार्टिंग में उनके नाम थी। नेक्स्ट सीजन मुकेश चौधरी एक तरफ होते हैं, अगर वो फिट रहते हैं और दीपक चाहर वापस आते हैं, तो ये कॉम्बो हर खिलाड़ी देखना चाहेगा या हर टीम देखना चाहेगी।
Absolutely. Rimaji, it's so special to have a left arm seamer bringing the ball back into the right hander. You will see anybody who does that. We start with Irfan Pathan, Zahir Khan, the best that we've had, Karsan Gowri back in the day. Because if you don't have that ball, then you become predictable. Then it's everything going away across. Then you come round the wicket. Then, LBW is out. So there are a lot of issues with if you don't have the ball coming back. His biggest plus point was, firstly, he's accurate, which you need at this level. That's the reason you're there. You wouldn't be playing in the CSK 11 if you're not accurate. But the ability to swing the ball back. Aaj unhone 2 wicket liya, both of them jack back in. Sam's got plumb in, and these guys. So obviously, these are international players. Samson is an overseas player. He plays very good level of fast bowling cricket, but still got undone by swing. So swing is something no matter how everybody is scared. If you ask any batter, would you rather face somebody quick or swing? It's I'd rather face quick, because quick also takes the swing away from you. So I think this is the success of the IPL. And this is how, we spoke about two new teams coming, and everybody was saying mediocrity. I think no, I think there have been 30 more domestic players that are in the fray now, out of which some are household names: Kuldeep Sen, and so many others who've come to Mukesh, and everybody who's done well in this tournament. The new names, kudos to them. But yes, it is good to see. And Wankhede in these conditions is superb to bowl. So everybody must have enjoyed, and they knew we had to play these 8 overs. After that, there will be a dip because there'll be Bravo and Thiksan and whoever, and they are not the same. And Moin Ali will not be the same. How smart was Tilak Verma and also at that time Shaukin, and they didn't take him on, because if they've taken him on and lost him 1 or 2 more wickets, you never know what could have happened. So like Nishan says, your intent changes. You put your ego aside, you put everything aside, and you see your team across the lines. That was so good to see, because that was the order of the day.
I think suddenly this IPL में ना एक बहुत ही अच्छी चीज देखने को मिल रही है कि you are suddenly watching a very good crop of good fast bowlers. Like एक फसल आती है ना, like a new crop. So it's a new crop where you see Umran Malik, you see Simarjeet, you see Mohsin, you see
Prasidh Krishna.
Prasidh Krishna already has played for country, so I will not name him in this line. But
Kuldeep,
Mukesh. So all these youngsters, I think they are the next batch of Indian fast bowlers.
Nishan fertilizer भी अच्छा दे रहे हैं ना crop के लिए, 4 mm 6 mm grass.
But then I have a question to both.
I can't
Nishant
tolerate
and
200 games, Dada. I just simply cannot see a 200 game. I cannot see a 350 game in one day. I cannot see it to 200. Like other day, Delhi Capitals got 200 runs. In the first 5 overs of the next innings, the result was known. It's hardly you will see an entertaining game at 200 or in one day cricket at 350. But if you have 150, game is on, because you know that this wicket has something.
And also in the last 4-5 years, with the advent of 4 mm 6 mm grass, every team, and I'm involved with state teams, every team has got at least 3 really good fast bowlers. I talk about Bengal, we've got Ishan Paul is playing for India A, Akash Deep, who's got 35 wickets in 8 games, and Mukesh Kumar, who's right now with Delhi with the bowling group, and he's got 95 wickets in 21 games. Every fast bowler, every state team has it, because you will not be able to survive unless you have good fast bowlers. Some have 4, So that's the reason why this advent, you make a great point that fast, where are they coming through? But then again, where is the spinner coming through? Have we found another Ashwin? Have we found another Jadeja? Sai Kishore has been around for a while. He's not a young spinner. Where are the under-19 spinners? Except the leg spinners. Where is an under-19 off spinner? Where is an under-19 left-arm spinner? They are not playing. So the fast bowling group is well taken care of. The batting is taken care of. But somewhere along the line, because of the wickets in domestic cricket, we also have to keep an eye on the wickets for the spinners also. Back in the day when we played first class cricket, first 2 days fast bowling and then third day slowly, the spinners would come into play. That is kind of this, the role of the spinners is diminished, which I'm sure will be taken care of by BCCI.
देवाशीष डैनियल सैम्स बने हैं मैन ऑफ द मैच 3 विकेट्स उनके नाम रहे 4 ओवर में सिर्फ 16 रन उन्होंने दिए वो केकेआर का मैच जिनमें उनको 35 रन पड़े थे और ऐसा एक ही ओवर में और ऐसा लग रहा था कि अब शायद उनको खेलना मुश्किल होगा मुंबई इंडियंस के लिए लेकिन उसके बाद जो कमबैक किया है गुजरात टाइटंस के अगेंस्ट वो रन्स डिफेंड किए पहले 9 रन्स उसके बाद बैक टू बैक अच्छे स्पेल्स दिए और आप अगर स्टार्ट में विकेट्स दिलवाते हैं तो आप अपनी टीम को फ्रंट फुट पे लेके आते हैं और दूसरी टीम को खोल देते हैं वही आज दिखा एक बहुत अच्छा चेंज नजर आया डैनियल सैम्स को और अच्छी बात है कि मुंबई इंडियंस ने उनको बैक भी किया
या जैसे कि आपने कहा कि उसको बैक किया so you need players to be backed but that was not the case with team David that was not the case with Deval Brevis because there were too many chopping and changing in as far as Mumbai Indians is concerned two bad performance team David was out he did not play the most part of IPL this season and then you see the performance of team David same goes with Daniel Sams. The match he lost to KKR, and then the way the manner he came back. That goes to show that if you back the players, and these are good players because when you pick them at auction, paying and buying them for such a hefty amount, Team David, Deval Brevis, then suddenly you dump them. That is not justified. So that was the case, and I think it was a brilliant spell of fast bowling by Sams to win the match. And I just want to take a little back about the discussion that Nishant and Joydita was discussing about that young upcoming crop of fast bowlers. Where do you play them? Because you have someone like a Natarajan coming back and doing well, Avesh Khan doing well.
Moshin Khan
Then Mohsin Khan is a
Shami,
newcomer. He's an uncapped player. I'm
Shami,
talking about yeah. And you'd have the senior pros, Shami, Bumrah, Bhubi also not done really bad, I would say.
Umesh has had a superb IPL.
I doubt whether how many of them will get an opportunity. And this is and see the real challenge will be the second season. How they perform in the second season. See, you shouldn't jump the gun by seeing their performance in the first season. One season they can be outstanding. People take time to assess them, but then with so much of video analysis and these things going around, so the real challenge for this fast young crop of fast bowlers will be the second season when they come next year perhaps.
तो ये तो रही आज का मुकाबला अगर आप मुंबई इंडियंस के फैंस हैं तो आज खुश होने के लिए बहुत कुछ है लेकिन चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स के नाम के आगे किंग्स हैं लेकिन परफॉर्मेंस वो किंग्स वाली रही नहीं इसलिए नंबर 9 और नंबर 10 पे आपकी वो टीम्स हैं जो 9 टाइम्स टाइटल अपने नाम कर चुके हैं बट यही आईपीएल की खूबसूरती है कि हर बार एक नया चैंपियन बन के आता है कल एक मैच होगा जो ब्रेबॉर्न में खेला जाएगा आरसीबी वर्सेस पंजाब किंग्स ये बड़ा मैच होने वाला है स्पेशली पंजाब किंग्स के लिए जो अपना 12th मैच खेलेगी एक मैच ज्यादा खेली है आरसीबी अच्छी लय में नजर आ रही है जयदीप तो कहीं ना कहीं आरसीबी चाहेगी नंबर 4 पे है वो 2 अंक अपने नाम करे
Yeah, this is really crucial time for every team which is in the fray. You can't slip up. And RCB, I think, are hitting form at the right time. They're playing well. Just would help for a couple of key players to get into really good form because that they can take that into the playoffs. The playoffs is a totally different tournament. Everybody tries to be 1, 2, if not 3, 4, and then once the playoff comes, everybody goes, "Oh, we're in." Now the planning starts again, and it's not easy to be in the top 4 with 8 teams. Now it's even tougher with 10 teams. You know, so really, another mini tournament starts after you've qualified. After you've actually qualified, you feel like really the weight off your shoulders. That okay, so we got the rest of the tournament to play as well because it's really tough to qualify. And yeah, I think RCB are picking at the right time. I think they have enough firepower in their team to make it into the 4. They deserve to be there because for the first time they've had a bowling which is really good, which is something that we could not associate with RCB. Their batting has always been a gun unit, but they have the bowling to back it up.
निशांत यही मेरा नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन था कि आरसीबी पहले हमेशा बैटिंग अच्छी होती थी स्ट्रगल करती थी बॉलिंग पे लेकिन इस बार पूरी टीम कंप्लीट टीम नजर आ रही है हर डिपार्टमेंट अपना रोल बखूबी निभा रहा है पाटीदार के पास फॉर्म है फैफ फॉर्म में आ चुके हैं दिनेश कार्तिक क्लास उनका दिख रहा है, वो जिस तरह से फिनिश कर रहे हैं। तो कहीं ना कहीं ग्लेन मैक्सवेल ने अच्छी बैटिंग करी है। विराट कोहली स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं, लेकिन बड़ा नाम है। वो खुद भी इस बात को समझ रहे हैं कि 2 डक्स जब उनके हुए थे तो उनको लग रहा था कि यार अब मैंने सब कुछ देख लिया। अपने एक इंटरव्यू में उन्होंने बोला लाइट मूड में है, लेकिन बैक ऑफ द माइंड वो प्रेशर ना टेंशन थोड़ा बहुत रहता ही है। लेकिन आरसीबी अच्छी फॉर्म में, अच्छी बात है उनके बिना परफॉर्म कर रही है।
मैंने वो इंटरव्यू देखा, एंड टू बी ऑनेस्ट, दानिश इज अ वेरी गुड फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन, and only Danish could have pulled up a question like this. And credit to Virat,
ट्रू।
the way he laughed at it. It just shows that you know how he is taking this entire situation. I think that there's a saying in cricket, and I think Sachin Tendulkar said it to Yuvraj just before the start of the 2011 World Cup, when Yuvraj was going through a bad form and everything. And in Bangladesh, he could see that UV is really struggling. So he called him for a dinner and said that you will matter when it will matter the most. And that's how it happened. Like in that entire World Cup, Yuvraj Singh got 365 runs, 13 wickets, 16 wickets, sorry. I think in Virat's case also, I am feeling that he will matter when it will matter the most. So I feel that he's just one inning away from his form, and when it will come, then it will not stop. He's that kind of a player. It's just that when you're out of form, it's a very funny game. It can play with your mind more than your technique. So और कहते हैं ना, जब आपकी खराब फॉर्म चल रही हो, तो जैसे हिंदी में कहावत है ना कि दिन खराब चल रहे हो तो ऊंट पे बैठे हो तो भी कुत्ता काट जाता है। तो जब खराब फॉर्म चल रही हो ना, तो क्रिकेट में देयर आर 10 ways of getting out. You get out, 7 or 8 ways are used in that form in that process. One day you will say, oh, I am driving, I am getting out on covers or slip, I will not play this shot. And suddenly you will see that you flick the ball and the keeper caught it. Oh God, now this is a new way I have got out. One day you are hitting the ball nicely, you will run out. So that's bad form for you. It just keeps adding up, adding up, adding up, and suddenly you have to figure out a way. Azhar had a very unique way of coming out of bad form. He used to go and just attack. In Kolkata, I still remember he played an innings against South Africa. The Joyda will remember he was under a lot of criticism.
Lance Klusener.
He got 160 balls or something like that.
Yeah.
He just came and attacked. So I think sometimes players have different ways of getting out, getting back in form, and Virat is too good a player to not understand this. And as he rightly said in that interview, that now I have seen everything that this game can
एवरीथिंग।
show me. So that was the punchline of that interview, and I hope that he comes back better and stronger for the good of Indian cricket and for RCB, especially in this tournament.
ट्रू। देवाशीष, पंजाब पे आते हैं। एक ऐसी टीम जो स्ट्रगल कर रही है अभी बैटिंग में, लेकिन बॉलिंग यूनिट स्ट्रॉन्ग बॉलिंग यूनिट है। रबाडा इनके पास है, संदीप शर्मा की वो स्विंग अच्छा कर रहे हैं। बीच में ऋषि धवन आते हैं, वो अच्छा बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं।
Arshdeep.
अर्शदीप सिंह जिस तरह से बॉल कर रहे हैं, वो फाइंड ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट कह सकते हैं पंजाब के लिए। हालांकि पिछले साल भी उन्होंने अच्छा डाला था, बट इस साल रिस्पॉन्सिबल नजर आए हैं। बैटिंग की बात करूं तो सिर्फ एक गियर चलती है, 5वीं गियर। अगर आप शिखर धवन को साइड पे रख दें, वो चलते हैं तो ये टीम चलती है। वो नहीं चलते तो थोड़ा सा गैप्स नजर आते हैं बैटिंग में।
Yeah, bilkul, because the Punjab side is again revolving around two batsmen, Shikhar Dhawan and Liam Livingstone. So Mayank, as a captain, has not done justice. He has failed to inspire the team because he has not been in the best of forms. You see a guy like a KL Rahul or a Hardik Pandya who has given the responsibility and they have blossomed. With added responsibility, they have made the most of it. So yeah, still look at Hardik, both with the bat and the ball, and also as a captain, and also KL Rahul. So I think in that case, Mayank has disappointed somewhat. He's too good a batter, we all know, but then somehow or other he did not click this season. So I think onus will be on Mayank to come good, because this is crunch match for Punjab. So but then the key will be Shikhar Dhawan once again. I keep coming time and again the phrase that Joydeep they use, banker. So Shikhar Dhawan and Liam Livingstone, these are the key for Punjab as far as batting is concerned.
एक के पास ऑटोमेटिक गियर है, दूसरे के पास खाली ओवरड्राइव है, बाकी
एकदम।
चलिए, जाने से पहले फटाफट से प्रेडिक्शन ले लेते हैं। निशान, सबसे पहले आपके पास पंजाब किंग्स एक और टीम के आगे नाम है किंग्स, देखते हैं वो करेंगे या फिर रॉयल चैलेंजर्स बैंगलोर।
I think Punjab is under little more pressure than RCB in this game, because for them the equation is very simple. They have to win every game to stay in this competition, and so I will. That's why I think RCB. I will go with RCB, and I really want Virat to do well.
Joydeep?
We all do. Yeah, I'm going with RCB. I think they're
Wow.
a team on the upswing. I think they've got a lot of firepower in their team, and I think man to man, team to team, they're a better team than Punjab Kings, and they're better placed, so there's less pressure on them.
Devashish?
RCB, because Faf, as you said, Faf coming to form, and we all hope that Virat also comes good with the. He did look good in a bit scratchy though, that the half century that he got the other night, but then we all hope that Virat comes back to form, because India needs an informed Virat.
फैफ अगर अच्छी बैटिंग स्टार्ट में करते हैं और खत्म उसको अपने तरीके से दिनेश कार्तिक करते हैं, तो शायद आरसीबी का दिन रहेगा। मैं भी आरसीबी के साथ हूँ। तो पहली बार नहीं हो रहा, सेकंड या थर्ड टाइम ऐसा हो रहा है कि सारे एक ही टीम को सपोर्ट कर रहे हैं। तो होपफुली हमें एक अच्छा मैच देखने को मिले। कल शाम को 7 बजे फिर मिलेंगे। प्री मैच में ब्रेबॉर्न में मुकाबला खेला जाएगा। टिल देन टेक केयर, स्टे सेफ, गुड नाइट।
Thank you.
Good
Good
night,
night.
Himaji.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you.